Hi there. Hope you guys are doing really, really well. My name is Brian. I am your queer psychic bestie, and I have a reading for you guys today. This is going to be a mid month check in for the sign of Leo. Okay, Leo. I do apologize. Your reading is a day late. I did take a day off because I've been feeling a bit under the weather. But we are circling back now. We are here, Leo, and we are about to get you some guidance. All right. As always, take what resonates, leave what does not. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do that through email or form submission on my website. All right. Let's get into this, Leo. Let's see what's going on. Right off the bat, I had a song that came through. It's called Bird Set Free by Sia. Um, so I have a feeling we are probably talking about Leo somehow setting ourselves free. Just an inkling. Maybe if you haven't heard the song, I would look it up. Maybe look up the lyrics. Something might hit you. But let's see what's going on. Okay, interesting. All right, Leo, bottom of the deck, challenge, Page of Swords, Four of Swords, Hierophant. Wow. Okay, so this may not be specifically about romantic commitments for you guys, but this is almost like setting yourself free from commitments in general. It feels like with the Hierophant, the Page of Swords, and the Four of Swords, you may be overextending yourself a little bit right now, Leo. It does kind of feel like the way my guides show me this is like bowls and then hands in all the bowls. That's usually my symbol for someone who literally has their hands in too many bowls. Okay, it feels like you also some of you may be parents because it feels like you have a lot of people relying on you. Like it feels like there's like a lot of reliance going on right now. Like, oh Leo, I need your help. Oh Leo, you promised you'd move me out. Oh Leo, you said you'd help me move into school, right? Oh Leo, you said you'd cover that shift, right? And it feels like when I'm in your energy, I'm almost like claustrophobic a little bit because I feel like there's just so much coming at me that I feel like you guys may be having trouble navigating this in the later part of June. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's see if we can help you. Sorry, I'm cracking my knuckles like a heathen. But you start with the King of Wands and Justice. So, King of Wands, do love to see this, Leo. You are showing up in your own reading. This is a masculine fire sign, the King of Wands, and Justice is the card of Libra. I almost twisted my tongue there on that one. You may have Libra in your chart, but it does feel like with this King of Wands and Justice, some of you are being called to be a little bit more picky here. Okay, it feels like some of you may have this problem of like the way my guides are saying this is kind of brutal, taking in hurt animals. I don't mean this literally. Like, if you have an animal sanctuary, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean, like, figuratively. Like, you are finding people with problems and problems and problems, and then kind of bringing everyone into your home and being like, wow, why am I overwhelmed right now? Okay, Leo, it does feel like you need to take a little bit of a break here. We are not here. Number one, we're not here to save anyone. We're here to save ourselves, and that's it. But you need to start asking yourself what the difference is between helping someone and saving them. And how many people can we afford to help before we help ourselves? Is really how this is coming through. I'm taking that one. Death, yeah. So when we talk about death, we don't talk about physical death. We talk about the death of the ego, the death of the part of us that we're kind of portraying and projecting out into the world, which is then going to be like the one that is absorbing the wounds. And it's like our outer shell, but it's our outer persona shell. King of Cups here and the Five of Pentacles, a lot of masculine energy. Some of you could be like feel more comfortable in operating in masculinity. But it feels like with this Five of Pentacles and the King of Cups, some of you are struggling because it's like you feel like you're abandoning people. If you don't accept, or like if you're not helping people, it does feel like you are projecting a little bit here of like, oh, I'm abandoning them, I'm leaving them behind, I'm doing them dirty. And I feel like your guides are reminding you here again, there's that ego that you were putting forth into the world. Leo, are you really the one who's feeling abandoned? are you really the one who's dealing with these things, and now we're projecting them outward and making sure that, some of this is also a savior complex. It's like the way my guides are saying this is you are trying to save people the way that you wish you had been saved yourself. And that is, again, creating some more friction here for you, because it just kind of feels like it's like damned if I do, damned if I don't. Strength at the bottom. So there you are, Leo. That is your card. This is a tough one. You have the Empress. For a lot of you, it's a mother wound here. Oh, that was... I'm not going to take those. Thank you. Try again. Thank you. I'll take those. Yeah. What is this? King of Wands on King of Wands. For some of you, you derive your self-worth from your ability to help people. And your ability to, like, again, with that Empress, it feels like some of you are projecting because you probably... Three of Cups in the reverse with the Empress, it feels like you have a mother figure whose love was kind of dependent on what you either gave them or, like, what you did for them. Again, it doesn't have to be a mother figure. It could be any sort of maternal energy. Men can be maternal, too. Remember, gender and energy are not... Gender and energy, I always say, everyone has everything, okay? But with the Empress and the Three of Cups here in the reverse, it feels like some of you feel abandoned. Like there's a mother wound that surrounds abandonment here. And so with that King of Wands, you sort of supplement it by being this savior. You supplement it by being this, like, I'm going to save everyone because then nobody will ever leave me. This feels very problematic because it does, when we are outsourcing our authenticity like this to meet a need, meeting that need then becomes extremely reliant on outside factors because we're no longer self-reliant. We're getting it from the outside, which makes it, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, inconsistent. Thank you. And it feels like a lot of you are meeting your needs by outsourcing it, and that's why it's so inconsistent, why sometimes you're up so high and then other times you're really low, okay? You've got the Lovers and the Fool here. So I don't feel like for some of you with this Lovers and the Fool, this doesn't feel like a romantic connection for some of you. It does feel, I mean, it might be Ace of Cups. It could be for some of you and not for others. It doesn't feel like the predominance of this reading is for those of us in romantic connections. It does feel like it is for those of us that are just, again, we want to be chosen so bad, so we are showing up for everyone all the time in any capacity that we can. It almost feels like kind of running yourself dry, like running yourself ragged here. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers in the reverse, Two of Cups in the reverse. And for some of you, it is love. Okay, I'm going to be brutal here. Wheel of Fortune, Lovers in the reverse, Two of Cups in reverse. For some of you, you're recognizing that the way I'm hearing this is kind of rude. What drew you to this person, oh, this is so mean, is their incompetence. I know that was mean. It feels like for some of you that are in relationship right now, you were kind of drawn to your current partner because, again, you wanted to save them. You were like, well, they can't do it themselves, so I'll do it for them. And it feels like now you're recognizing, as you're letting go of this savior complex and as you're letting go of all these things, you're recognizing like, oh, I don't really like them. This took a turn, Leo. This is a tough one for some of you guys, that this is the Lovers. This is the romantic connection. Yeah, you have the Fool and the Queen of Wands. For a lot of you, this, not a lot of you, for those of you that this is romantic, it's going to hurt. Okay, King and Queen of Wands. It was, the Hanged Woman also came out. I didn't even see that one. The Fool, the Queen of Wands, and the Hanged Woman, which is the Hanged Man, just gender swapped. It does, again, feel like... How do I say this? I feel like you thought you were dating outside of your normal type. I'm here to tell you you were not. I know that's a rough way to put it. This is really, I feel like what you're recognizing is maybe physical traits were not your norm, but this is the same cycle repeating over and over again. Okay, a lot of you keep dating your ex in a different body because the lesson isn't being learned. 10 of Cups, and that's why you're never happy about it. Okay, that's why you are like struggling to find happiness in these connections, again, because you're kind of picking up these very sort of like broken-hearted, downtrodden people and trying to raise them up. Okay, and it feels like with this hanged woman here as well. A lot of you are just now recognizing it. There's like again, this reading to me almost feels like oh shit, like I can't believe I was doing this kind of reading. Like I can't believe I wasn't aware of this. Yeah, Six of Swords, and now it's your time to move on here. For those of you that this is love, it is going to be pretty brutal. There is, the way I'm hearing this from one of my guides, is like there is no good way to break someone's heart. Be gentle here, as gentle as you can in this breakup. But this is a split that is going to have to happen, okay? Because you are recognizing that. Your last two cards are the Queen of Cups and the Seven of Swords. I also feel like some of you are recognizing within yourself where your own emotional self-sabotage stems from, like where you're kind of unable to give is almost what I want to say here. But this also kind of feels like, again, going back to those of us that are not romantic, this is just like we're vying for a lot of acceptance, like generally from a lot of people. It feels like you're recognizing where in your own emotional capacity the disconnect is. Like, oh, I don't feel this about myself, so I'm going out and I'm doing this to get it from other people. That's where it feels like there's this recognition here for you, which is really positive, Leo. Very, very positive. Justice. Wow, Justice. Period. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this is a lot. Yeah, Knight of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you guys are really having tough talks right now. Justice is like, what do I deserve? What you deserve is to be honest with yourself here. That's where I feel like you're at in this healing place. You're being honest about what am I getting from other people versus is it actually helping me? Chances are it's not. It doesn't feel like it is here, Leo. It feels like you're recognizing that a lot of the crutches that you are kind of using, a lot of the crutches that you are kind of like sitting on to make things feel a little bit better, a little bit more like easier for you, have actually been hurting you in the long run here. You know, yeah, you've got the Four of Cups because it's leading you to recognize like not only where your rejection wound stems from, but the ways in which you are also self-rejecting, okay? Judgment. And now you're really at the pinnacle of this decision here. This is really positive, Leo. Yeah, strength, period, showing up. Yeah, okay. So you've got the Judgment and the Strength card here. I feel like a lot of you guys are recognizing... how do I say that? Like, you're taking it a step further. You know, I feel like we always say, oh, we're recognizing this, but then it leads us to, okay, well, what's the action to do about this? A lot of you guys are recognizing it and taking the fucking action, which is amazing. Okay, it feels like with Strength and Judgment, you're saying, oh, wait, this isn't going to fly anymore. This is not how I want to operate. This is not how I want things to go for me. So I got to get my ass into gear here. Three of Pentacles. Some of you could be going back to therapy, I just heard. Some of you could be reaching out. There could be like services that you are looking into to sort of better yourself, to help yourself here. But it does feel like you guys are not just sitting around with this information, which is, again, so positive, so good. You know, you're going out and you're doing the damn thing. Queen of Swords, you're strategizing. You know, I split the deck on the Queen of Swords. You are strategizing. You are thinking of a plan. You're taking it that one next step further, which is so important, Leo. This is such a good reading for your mid to end month. Okay, it feels like you guys are doing really, really well. You are on track here. It's like you're setting goals and then you're smashing them. You're going out to, and if you're not smashing them immediately, because some goals are long-term, right? We're going out and we're chipping away at them. You know, we are putting the work in here, Leo, and it feels like it's going to absolutely help you a ton, okay? Let's get you an Oracle card for advice here. The Oracle deck I'm using is the Angelarium. If you've watched any of my other videos, you've seen me use it. It's my absolute favorite Oracle deck right now. So let's see what the Angelarium has for you. It is a retelling of the Falling of the Angels. So let's see. Can I get one for Leo, please, for the mid-month? Please. Okay. They're being picky. Mid-month, please. Thank you. Okay. Interesting. You have the Prophet, Coca BL. This, I believe, is also a persona after the fall. It is. Number is 77. Interesting. Okay. There are portents and signs that are not to be ignored. The urgency of this reality may be doubted by those around you, but there is a very real possibility that you see something that they do not. Cast your eyes to the future. A message is calling out. Oh, I just got goosebumps everywhere. Okay, Leo, I really feel like you know exactly what the fuck is up. You know what to do. You're on a really positive track here, so just keep it going, okay? I will leave you guys with this. Like I said, actually, no, I didn't say this. I sound like a fool now. If you would like to interact with me on a live basis, you can find me on Twitch. I stream on Twitch 3 days a week. So Wednesday, Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. EST. You will catch me on Twitch, as well as 4 to 6 p.m. EST on Saturday. I do a collective reading, tarot reading, and then we go into personals on Twitch. So if this reading resonates with you, if my reading style resonates with you, consider leaving a like and subscribing. We are on the road to 100 subscribers, so that's really exciting. And that's what I've got for you, Leo. I leave you here. I hope to see you one day on Twitch, and if I don't, that's okay, because I will see you guys in the next video, all right? Bye, everyone.